I'm going to give 5 points highlighting why Kerry Anne's YouTube channel can be quite deceptive. Why a lot of the things that she speaks about, or the things that she kind of highlights on her channel, very, very deceptive. I'm going to give 5 in the list, so do follow down with me on this particular episode. That's what we are dealing with. It's the detective. We are in infiltration mode, detective mode, investigate mode. In their mode, you can see whenever you see me in charlatan uniform, you know we're about to get this work done. Now, on these 5 particular points, I've highlighted some of them, but I have not dealt with some. I think about 2 I haven't talked about, but the other ones I've kind of highlighted. Point number 1 of why Kerry Anne Gideon's content can be very dangerous. Number 1, key number 1, it's this thing that she once spoke about South Africa being invaded. Now, we made a video talking about why her prophecies are not reliable on that. You can go check that video out. But I'm going to leave that video down in the description below. If you don't see it, please do highlight it for me so I can remember to put it down there. Sometimes too much work can kind of forget. And so the first one that she gave was that South Africa was going to be invaded. She did an update of that video, kind of emphasizing on the invasion. Okay? She said South Africa was going to be invaded, blah, 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 blah. But the reason why I'm bringing this as number 1 is that now she has something alongside this idea that South Africa is going to be invaded. She now adds that the rapture is going to take place in South Africa. Now, I'm from South Africa. I have no problem with the rapture starting in South Africa or happening in South Africa. It's how she sets up the scene in the world about the rapture that makes me bring this particular point. Being that she says that the rapture will take place in this way. People will go, the Ish-Yashahel, whatever she calls them. They're going to live wherever they are from, people that are going to the rapture, with the rapture. And they're going to come down to South Africa, to some area with mountains. That's what she says. So, South Africa is going to be invaded, and yet the rapture will take place here. Very questionable, okay? How do people, if she says the military is the one that invades South Africa, so if South Africa is invaded by the military, you know that the military takes over, first of all, the airspace. When a military force takes over, I think the first thing they do is disable your capability to fly or fly in. They monitor the things that come in. So how are y'all guys going to come down here in South Africa for the flight? Question number 1. And so that actually then leads to her theory that the rapture happens by ships. That's point number 2. Okay, so the rapture happens by ships, according to Kerry Anne, and she says that they happen by ships, which means the ships are going to come over here, they're going to get all of us, whoop, we are out of here. Now, that's funny on so many levels because the Bible says nothing about ships. The Bible says nothing about this form of idea of technology. As a matter of fact, when you see the end time, when the Bible speaks about the end time, guess what? You hear about horses. The Bible speaks about horses coming thingy. The Bible speaks about the sword. The Bible speaks about trumpet. There's no drum there. There's no house beat. There's no mixer. None of that. When you hear people talk technology into the end time, these people are guessing. They are looking at the things that you are interested in and inserting what you are interested in, which is technology, into the end time. Stop thinking like a charlatan. That's charlatan baby stuff. That's baby moves. The reason why we think technology is such a big deal is because we are attached to this stuff. Okay? Yeah, but when we are there, God is the ultimate satisfaction, so we don't need technology. That's why the Bible speaks about horses over there. There's no Levi's, nothing, none of that stuff. So when you hear ideas like this of inserting technology into the end time, there's big televisions, yeah, charlatan mindset. The Bible speaks about books being opened in the judgment book. In the judgment, there's no Apple computer there. Calm down with charlatan ideas. So that there already tells you there's a problem in Kerry Anne's thinking about the end time. It's very dangerous because she's teaching people that ships are going to come get them. There's no ship. Look at the end time. Look at what the Bible says. 2 will be grinding at the mill. 1 will be gone. It doesn't say they'll be in South Africa. So you can see problems already arising in that one. Then, not only are there ships that fetch people in the rapture, not only is this idea, it feels like, anyways, never mind. Not only is there going to be an invasion in South Africa, she gave a prophecy about Persian Java. Now, this prophecy that she gave about Persian Java, she said Persian Java she saw Persian Java dying and being shot. And she said Persian Java was shot, blah, 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 blah. She made an entire video. This was 2.5 years ago, I think, if I'm not wrong. And then she gave an update episode. She said God gave her the vision of who shot Persian Java. And guess who? She said Bushiri. Now, the funny thing was that video came out after Persian Java gave a supposed prophecy about Bushiri dying. And Bushiri responded, he was not happy with that entire prophecy. And then Kerry Anne then came out with her video saying Bushiri shoots thingy, the whole kajas. If you go back, you will find those things. Okay, that was number 3. That told you. Now, she hasn't given us an update, which highlights another point. Okay, what she said here highlights a certain point. It highlights for you how Kerry Anne just throws out ideas. She throws out ideas, calls them prophecies, and then she hopes that one lands. She hopes that somebody will go through with their ideals, with the whole visions and whatnot. And fiction, basically. She's writing fictional. She's not doing anything different to Harry Potter. That's pretty much, okay? At least in Harry Potter, you're going to get real cases and whatnot. You know, the benefit either way. So both are just as toxic and they give misinformation. Okay? Now, while you are on this particular thing of her just throwing out ideas, she said Persian Java will be shot by thingy. She saw this happening, blah, 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 blah. Bushiri, by now we all know what happened to Bushiri. Bushiri ran away from South Africa. Persian Java on the other one is becoming irrelevant on social media because he now associates himself with worldly people and he's dealing with his company thingy. So, you know, he's not as relevant thing. So she can tell us, give us an update when that prophecy that she spoke is actually relevant. Because we are but bear in mind what I said earlier on. She just throws out ideas, hopes anything lands. That's Kerry Anne's whole thing. When she gave the prophecy about the Queen, we're number 3. When she gave the prophecy about the Queen, you'll remember she said, no, the Queen is no longer here actually. She's just a shell. So right now, when the Queen died, she's like, yeah, I told you guys. But you told us what? She told us the Queen was already gone. Now, this takes us to point number 4. She gave a prophecy, I think about T.D. Jakes or something like that. Now, when she gave the supposed dream prophecy of T.D. Jakes passing, he's no longer what, you'll remember that actually she gave it exactly at the same time when T.D. Jakes handed over Woman Thou Art Loose to his daughter. So Kerry Anne almost targets trends, and then all of a sudden she has a dream that fits that entire quadrant. That's what she's doing. She's trend jacking. Now, which is what everybody does on social media. When a subject is up, you talk about it. It's called trend jacking. It's not visions from God. She is literally speaking from what she sees on social media. The same thing with Persian Java, the same thing that you see with T.D. Jakes. And so with the Queen. So when she gave the prophecy about the supposed prophecy about T.D. Jakes, guess what? It's just at the same thing. It's right at the same time when T.D. Jakes handed over Woman Thou Art Loose. I think that's what he did very recently to his daughter. That entire question. So that tells you another thing. She's trend jacking. She's following the trends to supposedly claim she has visions. So I wonder what had happened when she gave the prophecy about supposedly South Africa being invaded. Point number 5 is really just a wrap-up of everything that we are just noticing here. You are seeing somebody who uses the trends in order to claim they have visions. Okay? They use these trends in order to claim they have visions, but then take on subjects that are relevant at those trends to claim that there's something that's thingy. Particularly with the supposed death prophecies and all these things that she's supposedly claiming is happening with thingy. When she gave the T.D. Jakes supposed prophecy, or what she claimed was a prophecy, because that's what she says she does. She dreams, she has a gift of dreams, she says, and in those gifts of dreams, God gives her prophecies. Okay, that's what she said. And so, with what she's saying about T.D. Jakes, it's not the first time. I did see somebody else also that actually said the same thing. But funny enough, I have seen people claim that what she was saying were her prophecies, she had copied from other people. So she was copying what thing. Yeah, if you look on YouTube, you'll find the video of people actually saying that she was copying their prophecies and things. And then also, number 5, another particular point that adds to this thing of her taking thing. She also has the same ideals about black people being Hebrew Israelites. Now, being Hebrew Israelites, in my view, at first I was just like, it's just not biblical, it doesn't have any importance or whatsoever. But then as time went on, I started to see something about it. And what I started to notice is that it drives a hatred towards the original Jews. Right? Because they are supposedly lying about their identity. Okay? It dismisses the 1948 prophecy of them being regathered. It dismisses that entire whole project. Not only does it dismiss that, it also nullifies the idea of what you see in the ending of Malachi, restoring the sons to the fathers, and also it kind of discredits Revelation when it talks about people coming out of the 12 tribes, 12 coming out of the 12 tribes, and all that kind of what, yes, 12,000 and so forth, for the people that are there in the end time. It kind of discredits that God is still interested in redeeming the nation of Israel as it is. Right? Them to come into salvation. It discredits all of that, because, hey, we believe. We black people, we believe. So, what Israelites are y'all talking about? It never emphasizes those that were there. If you're not thinking about those that are in Israel, you are thinking, hey, black people are Israelites. It dismisses the heart of God towards those people. The same thing that conspiracy theorists have been doing, dividing people's hearts about the particular subject and all that kind of jazz and all that. And also it drives the attention away from the idea of the land. And the land is a big part of the prophetic books. Okay, I hope I could do a video about that. And which is what the politics is all about. The politics is driving at the land. And now we're talking about Jews who are supposedly somehow in Israel, in South Africa, Jews who are in thinking, not that there aren't Jews in these areas, they are. But when you discredit those that are in the land, what happens is that it drives out the subject about the value of the land, as the Bible actually puts it. So you can see it drives at the core of where our faith started from. So, do you trust a person that speaks contrary to what the Bible actually addresses? Okay, when you read Psalm 80s and so forth, when it talks about the Confederacy to take away the land from the Jews, what land do people? Me, I'm in South Africa. I'm black. I'm supposedly Jewish. And all of a sudden, there's someone who's in Kenya. Yeah, you are the original Jews. And so, at the end of the day, everybody, Kenya, someone in South Africa, someone in so. We are all Jews. What land? Because we are in different places. So it doesn't explain what's happening politically in Israel right now. So her teachings are very dangerous. And you can see here, will she get back on you on what happened to the prophecy on Passion Java and the invasion happening here with the rapture also happening here? Will she get back to that? She might also add, the same way she does with the whole thing of Obama becoming president again. Her content deviates from the Bible. If anything, it deviates from the subject of the Bible. And this particular 5th point here of how her idea, she's just adding whatever. When her thought line or her belief system, which is Hebrew Israelite theology, this idea that black people are the true Israelites, it is the core of God, of hatred towards God. because it drives away from the true prophecy that you see in the Bible about the value of the land itself. I'm not a Hebrew. You are black doesn't mean you are Hebrew. Yes, there are Hebrews who are black, but doesn't mean you, because you are black, you are Hebrew. That's delusion. And if a person believes that, they are driving away the real core issue politically for the stripe of the land in Israel. Don't believe that stuff. Be careful of such people. It's Ricky, and I'll see you in later on episodes. Other episodes down there can be down in the comments, and I'll see you later. Shalom, shalom.